is Wednesday, May 6, 2020, and you are tuned into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. A lot of things to get to today. Busy news day yesterday, plus some racing to recap and some things to get you ready for this weekend. First up, right after the show came out yesterday, the World of Outlaws announced additional races beyond the two that had already announced. Following Friday night at Knoxville, the Sprint Car Series will visit Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55 on Friday and Saturday, May 22nd through the 23rd. Lake Ozark Speedway Friday and Saturday, May 29th through the 30th. Friday, June 5th at River City Speedway. Saturday, June 6th at Granite City Speedway. And Friday and Saturday, June 12th and 13th at the Knoxville Raceway. The late model series, instead of opening at Boone Speedway here in a couple weeks like they had originally announced, will now open at Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55 on Friday and Saturday, May 15th through the 16th, and then continue May 18th at US 36 Raceway, Friday and Saturday, May 22nd through the 23rd at Jackson Motorplex, and Friday and Saturday, June 12th through the 13th at Cochran Motor Speedway. Some events will allow no spectators. Others will have limited attendance. All events will be watchable on Dirt Vision as part of the Fast Pass. Announcements regarding tickets will be made soon. You can find more information at worldofoutlaws.com. They've kind of got a full list of the events on the press release, and that includes kind of some races that are still kind of TBA at this point in terms of whether they're going to allow crowds or not, and some events that are still kind of pending whether or not there'll be crowds allowed or not. So there's still some uncertainty about a few of those events, but they've scheduled the events and have full intentions of running those events on the schedule. So again, you can check that out at worldofoutlaws.com. The entry list for Friday's World of Outlaws racing show at Knoxville could possibly be released today. I saw some social media posts about that yesterday. Besides the full slate of Outlaws, and I'd imagine probably most of the Knoxville regulars, we also know that Casey Kane will be racing. We talked about that on the show yesterday. It also came out yesterday that Kyle Larson will be in attendance. He has satisfied the requirements for the World of Outlaws to return to sprint car racing. Other names to expect include Paul McMahon, Danny Dietrich, Dominic Selzy, Shane Golobic, Trey Starks, and Bobby Meinzer. A lot of other names I know are floating out there. Just wanted to try to give you an idea of some of those guys that will possibly be there. But hopefully we will get a full list of that today. If that is the case, we will certainly share that on the show tomorrow. Due to the ongoing restrictions from COVID-19, the All-Star Circuit of Champions announced yesterday they have postponed a trio of races from their May schedule. Events at I-96 Speedway, Gas City I-69 Speedway, and Kokomo Speedway, originally scheduled from May 15th through the 17th, have all been postponed. Series officials are working with the tracks to find make-up dates for those races. The next races on the All-Star schedule are the Bob Weichert Memorial, May 23rd through the 24th at Port Royal Speedway. You can find more info on the announcement and the schedule at allstarsprint.com. Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55 released an entry list for their super late model show that's happening this Saturday night, and it's a who's who of late models. Looks like 60 plus guys on the list, names like Devin Moran, Shannon Babb, Billy Moyer, Jason Fager, Ryan Unzicker, Bobby Pierce, Rusty Schlenk, Brian Shirley, and a lot more. I can't run through all 60 names here on the show, but you can see the full list at federatedautopartsraceway.com. Tickets to the event are sold out, but you can watch live on Flow Racing, and I believe Dirt on Dirt as well. It's going to be a fun one there on Saturday night at Pevely to jump things off. That's such a fun racetrack anyway, and a list of guys like that, it'll be super entertaining to watch that one. Not far from Pevely on Saturday night, St. Francois County Raceway in Farmington, Missouri will have 410 sprint cars highlighting a full day of racing. Grandstands open at 11 a.m. The track hasn't announced a list of drivers entered, but they do expect Rico Abreu. If you can't be there, the track is trying their own live stream for $15. For more information, you can check out the track's Facebook page at facebook.com/SFC Racing. Should be a good place to go check out some information if you are interested in attending that event. Also on Friday in Missouri, Doe Run Raceway in Doe Run, Missouri will have racing with the grandstands capped at 500 spectators. They're going to run a program with 600 Outlaw winged micros, B-mods, Pro 4 mini stocks, kids carts, and mod lights. For more information, go check out Doe Run Raceway on Facebook. They've been posting a lot of updates there. Also yesterday, the Comp Cam Super Dirt Series announced they will hold a new super late model event May 22nd through the 23rd at Legit Speedway Park in Missouri. Night 1 will be $4,000 to win and $400 to start, and Night 2 will be $10,000 to win and $600 to start. You can find more details about that event at compdirt.com. That's COMPDIRT.com. The World of Outlaws iRacing Invitationals were live on CBS Sports Network last night for the second straight week. In the late model feature to start off the night, Mike McKinney made a move on a late restart to grab the lead from Corey Gordon. He drove away over the final few laps to grab the $1,000 win over Gordon, Trent Ivey, Caden Cornell, and Nick Stroop. Ivey was also hard charger. He went 19th to 3rd in the event. In the sprint car feature, Brian Brown led early from the pole, but Christopher Bell took control on lap 14th from his 5th starting position and was never challenged the rest of the way. He grabbed another $1,000 win over William Byron. Brent Marks was 3rd, Mike McKinney 4th, and Robbie Kendall in 5th. Ron Capps was your hard charger. He went 23rd to 12th. With the series returning to action, to actual racing here this week and next week, there's no word yet on if these iRacing events will continue. We'll certainly keep you posted on that. The World of Outlaws have an iRacing website, worldofoutlaws.com/iRacing, and there are no additional events on the schedule there. So we'll see how that plays out here in the next coming days to see whether that continues or not. If you're looking for something to watch tonight, FS1 has been doing the iRacing broadcast on Wednesday nights. This week at 7 p.m., they're going to do a virtual Chili Bowl. Christopher Bell has been using his Twitter account all week to recruit drivers. It should be really fun to watch. He's invited guys like Kevin Swindell, Tyler Courtney, Zeb Wise, Kevin Thomas Jr., Kenny Wallace, Logan Seavey, Buddy Kofoid, and a lot of other guys. So that should be a really entertaining show tonight. Again, you can watch that on FS1 at 7 p.m. Eastern. And I would imagine we'll get the same kind of cast of characters, Gordon, Clint Boyer, Adam Alexander there on the call from the Fox Sports 1 studios. Something I wanted to kind of comment on, I've kind of talked about this here in the last few days, few weeks, about racing kind of coming back to to happening again, and tracks opening and series opening and things like that. But there was a Speed Sports story yesterday about Brady Bacon promoting the upcoming USAC National Midget Race. They're returning, I think it's May 22nd through the 23rd at Port City Raceway. In the story, he talked about some of the coordination and planning it took to get that event to happen. And while I understand a lot of people are upset, about fans not being allowed in some of these races, I think it's important to understand how hard these promoters, the tracks, the series, are really working right now to get going again. Putting on a single race night before the pandemic was already something that took, a lot of resources and planning to pull off, and all of just the different moving parts necessary to kind of put together. But now that you kind of throw in, the need to satisfy the state and local governments, all of these requirements, plus now you take on that added responsibility of keeping both the fans and the competitors safe while at your event. And things are amplified now many more times over than they were before to put on an event. There are now more hoops to jump through than ever. The state and local governments, there's still a lot of uncertainty about what's going on. They're not quite sure how to handle a lot of this stuff. Things are changing moment to moment. Situations are incredibly fluid. And so to try to put on events in the middle of all of this is a monumental undertaking. And it's frustrating to see, some of the reaction to some of these events. And I feel like, can we not take a position where instead of pissing and moaning about pay-per-view prices, or being upset that your track won't allow fans or that they only allow small crowds, let's salute these guys and girls that are trying to put these events on and that are trying to make things happen, that are trying to make things better, that are trying to bring racing back. The people trying to put these events on are taking on a great deal of risk, and they should be saluted for that, not condemned for it. There is so much going on, and people stuck at home, and some people working and things like that, and to try to find a way to to have distractions and bring back a little bit of normalcy. It's super frustrating to me that that we're taking shots at some of these people, and we're upset that they can't have fans and things like that. It's completely ridiculous at this point. The series and the tracks are doing everything they can to try to bring racing back, and to see people knocked down for that is incredibly frustrating to me. So I would encourage people to be open-minded about the future and to understand all of the work that's going on behind the scenes. I've seen guys like Dustin Jarrett and Ben Shelton talking about a lot of the coordination going on behind the scenes that people don't see, and I think it's important to remember that this isn't just a normal situation. We understand at some point we want fans back at the racetrack, and we want people to be involved in these as much as possible, but that's just not that just can't happen right now. And so in the meantime, let's do the best we can with what we have to work with and enjoy that, and understand that things are going to get better, things will change, but for the foreseeable future, future. This is just going to be how the way things are. So I just wanted to call that out, and especially after reading that story yesterday about Brady and kind of, seeing some of the social posts and stuff lately. But that's the show for today. Hope everybody has a good Wednesday. We will keep you posted if we see anything for tomorrow about the World of Outlaws entry list. You can find DIRTRACKR Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe, leave me a review, tell your friends. You can also watch the show every day on YouTube and Facebook. You can follow along with us at facebook.com/DIRTRACKR, twitter.com/DIRTRACKR, and the website itself, DIRTRACKR.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler. You can also email the show at info@DIRTRACKR.com, and you can sign up for the DIRTRACKR weekly newsletter on the site. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow on DIRTRACKR Daily.